Excellent. Okay, so my name's Dan. I'm one of the co-founders of Beetil, which we think is the world's easiest service management tool. So before I rip into my presentation, just want to bring it all down a bit and just show a few examples of fail. So here's my favorite airport, Heathrow Airport. Fantastic, useful departure board. Not IT related, just blooming obvious, isn't it, really? Someone obviously forgot to check the text. And then a little bit close to home, and probably not quite as funny, there was a big data center power outage on a major New Zealand airline. Now the sad thing about this is that a lot of this could have been avoided through the good adoption, or it could have been mitigated through the good adoption of this thing called service management. All right, and that's what Beetil's all about. So what is service management? Well, really it's about making sure you spend your IT cost effectively and you keep your customers happy. Ben mentioned all about, it's all about keeping customers happy. So it's what you do when you get bugs, when people report faults. It's what you do when people call in and say, can I have a new PC? Can I have a new iPhone? It's about looking at the problems, finding what's wrong with your system and documenting those workarounds. It's about capturing all that in a knowledge base so you can share with your users and your customers so they don't have to ring the service desk in the first place. It's all about change. It's all about making sure that capital funds that you've got are spent on the correct projects that add value to the business and not expensive 15-inch MacBook Pros. It's about testing, so you don't want to sort of release all this stuff and build this crappy software that's going to bring your business down to its knees. It's about releasing it out into the wild, so if you're going to roll out 200 desktops with Windows 7, you don't just do it, you've got to educate your users, you've got to let them know what the hell's going on. It's about assets. You've got these 200 PCs, 200 servers, 15 databases. You've got to capture all that. You've got to document the relationships between them. It's about service levels. So, we've all got contracts with clients. They call up, they log a priority 1 incident, and you've got to respond within 2 hours. You need to look after that. And then to top it all off, at the end of the year, you get an auditor that basically walks through the door with his pen protector and his checklist, and he goes tick, tick, tick. And you've got to make sure that you've got all the paperwork to back it up, otherwise who'll take you to the cleaners? So that's what service management is. It's a whole lot more, but in a nutshell, it's me in a nutshell. And that's what it is. That was from Austin Powers, by the way. But it can be a pretty daunting task, okay? So you've got these big companies, they spend a fortune on training, on consultants. They'll spend tens, hundreds, if not millions of dollars on expensive IT tools. They'll customize it to a large degree, and they'll spend millions integrating the thing. And I've literally seen solutions that have ranged between $10,000 through to multiple millions of dollars. For the rest of the companies, it's just too hard. It's just too hard to adopt service management. So I was there about 2.5 years ago when I was at my old company. I couldn't find any tool sets to help me adopt service management. I got incredibly frustrated. So we decided to build Beetil. So Beetil, the world's easiest service management tool. I'll give you a quick introduction. It's software as a service, so you go to www.beetil.com, you sign up, it takes 2 minutes. Within about 5 minutes, you'll get the email back, you'll be set up, and you'll be logging incidents, you'll be up and running. Everything that we do in Beetil is design focused, so it's all about making it as easy as possible for the user. Because if it's horrible to use, if it's one of these big, horrible corporate applications, they're not going to use it, okay? We focus on doing the important things of service management very well. So instead of this application with 1,000,001 tabs across the top and 1,001 options in the drop-down, we just want to do what you do often and do it well. It's all about getting the basics right. We also align Beetil to this best practice management framework called ITIL, which is this fantastic thing that UK government invented 20 years ago. So it's a really good, proven sort of foundation to start getting up and running with service management. So you're an IT company, you've got 50 staff, you've got a choice. Do you go with the $1 million option, or do you sign up for Beetil, $25 US per user per month, no upfront costs, no lock-in? I know which option I'd take. So I'll just show you a few screenshots to try and sort of show you where Beetil does differ from its competitors. So the first thing you'll notice, it's browser-based, and we try and keep it really nice, clean, and simple. So we're not trying to develop this big, horrible corporate application. As you can tell, I don't like corporate applications. We try and give context around a lot of the information. So I can see here, here's all my incidents. The one at the top is red. Oh, I need to do something about it. That's because it's overdue. You can filter all of these dashboards. So you can filter it by user, you can order it, you can You can do all various things like that. You can also reuse a lot of information from these incidents. So how many times have we found ourselves fixing stuff that other people have fixed before? Incredible waste of time and money. Everybody does it. So you can clone and reuse a lot of stuff that's within Beetil. Finding information is key as well. So we've got a search across the board, so you can search incidents, problems, changes, releases, customers, servers, whatever you want to. Okay, here's an example of an incident that we have in our system. So again, just really want to reiterate the point, we try and make it really easy for customers. So you log an incident, you select a priority, and what it does is it tells you when this incident needs to be fixed. It tells you don't have to go looking. It says you need to fix that within 2 days' time. Automatically, the system looks for matching incidents. So again, you're not wasting that rework time. Looks for existing problems. So if there's a workaround, you can actually reuse that information. Okay, here's an example of a change in Beetil. So we've got basic approval. So we've got a planning phase, a building phase, and a testing phase. And what you see on this consistent right-hand side, this is the ability to link incidents through to changes, through to problems, through to releases. So instead of just looking kind of tunnel vision at an incident or a change, you can see what's kind of caused each other. It just brings everything into context a little bit more. It's incredibly useful. It's also a collaborative tool. So when you're looking at any one of these things, you can add it to your watch list. It's like, Trade Me. It's like, I want to watch this auction. So if anyone goes on in and changes this, you get notified when things change. Right, obviously via email. And then to keep, the auditor happy, we've got a full history and audit log. So nothing's ever deleted in Beetil. The paperwork trail is entirely there. And trust me, this really saves you bacon, particularly if you're sort of dealing in high-end projects, be it software development or server deployments. Bit of a whistle-stop tour. So this is our sort of asset management module. Service management calls that configuration management. But here we see we've configured a server. We tell Beetil what the server is connected to. And Beetil automatically works out, if I take this server down, and you can tell we're geeks because this server is called Vader. If we bring Vader down, it'll tell us everything else that's going to come crashing down if I take that server out of service. We can also see how many incidents, problems, changes, and releases are logged against this. So again, you can see the problematic areas within your organization. Okay, blank screen. Okay, we've also got reporting as well. So it's obviously very important to keep on the ball, make sure that your IT unit is actually performing effectively. So here's just a few examples, and these are live examples from our system. So, 89% with an SLA, that's pretty good. We got heaps more, so we've got customizable reports. You can get emailed to you every morning. I get one email to me at 8 o'clock, which I read on the bus. 7 o'clock, so I get the bus really early. You can track time. We've got a forum/message piece of function. And then coming shortly, over the next few weeks and months, we'll have email integration, we'll have an iPhone application, and then we'll be opening up our API so we can talk to cool applications such as Zero, Learning Source, all those kind of things. Okay, so it's been 5 months since we've taken the beta tag off and started charging paying customers. We're into the hundreds of paying customers now, and they're spread currently across 5 countries. So, we haven't done any marketing at the moment, so it's just been, a bit of social networking, a bit of Twitterage, and just kind of beating the streets local. So we're pretty happy with that result. The next phase for us is really going on to quite a heavy sales and marketing push. We're not sort of actively seeking investment, but we are looking at partners, resellers, and people that can help us open up those networks. I've lived in Wellington. I've obviously moved from the UK. I've been here now for 14 years. And I think it's really cool that you can run a global business from here. And I think it's really cool that we can showcase this fantastic talent that we've got. My last thing for you is go on, dare you, try it. So here's my little sales pitch. Go to beetil.com/signup, enter the code W2W09, and get an extra month free. Thank you for your time.